We women are terrifying. So it's
I don't know
understandable
what you're talking about.
because femininity is the very thing that turns sexuality on. It is the life force itself. You know, when you are deep in your feminine, when you are alive in your feminine, everything tastes better. Everything looks better. Everything sounds better. Just enjoying life in all its ways, unreserved, without holding back, fully and completely. The transformation in relationships that I have seen have been nothing less than profound.
Welcome to the Urban Couple. Today I have invited Suzanne Raja. And Suzanne, if I understand well, you're a relationship expert for influential people and power couple. Is that correct?
I have the pleasure of working with people who are influencing the world, are making an impact in the world. And also, I enjoy and have the pleasure of working with power couples. So, power couples are individuals who either both of them are making an impact in the world together, they are driven, or there is one in the couple that is in the supporting role of the other who is driven in some way, shape, or form. So this is what I call power couples, and it's delightful. Delightful.
Wonderful. And so you and I met over 5 years ago. It was
Yes.
a week-long David Data retreat. That was my first one, and that was one of many, many with you and Satya and your husband.
Yes, yes, yes.
And
So
so,
wonderful.
yeah, I agree. And so, my experience of you is as a badass warrior, as a wise woman, as a sexual goddess. Although I know that you do that very, in closed door with your husband. But that's what I'm picturing you are when you are with him. In your intimate moments. I'm assuming you have children and you're a powerful mother. And I'm pretty sure I could say a lot more, but what I really want to say is I see you as the epitome of the modern woman.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Well, I want to thank you for that. And you had started by saying that you felt that I was, the sexual goddess in a way, however you said that. And I'm glad that you said that because sexuality is life force itself. It's radiant life force, it's aliveness. And it is just that awake element of the being that when felt is just so nourishing, so it creates so much passion and the word aliveness is there. So it's not necessarily just about the physical sexuality. There's just so much to that. And so I'm really happy that you feel that in me because it means the aliveness of me and also the aliveness in you and anyone else that perceives that as well.
And so I'm pretty sure you kick ass in the business world, but I'm pretty sure that you also bring that feminine touch, that feminine radiance that most men cannot bring to a business meeting.
Well, this is true. And, vive la différence.
Of
It is,
course, bien
we
sûr.
are, we are so different, and yet we are each so powerful. And we have, each of us, men and women, we have our value. And when we know what our value is, when we know what we bring to the table, and we bring that from a place of strength and gratitude that, we have the capacity to do that, and we bring that as a gift, then it is so powerful in each of our ways that we do that. Hmm.
So you and Satyan have been together for like 30 years?
37 years, actually.
37 years. Wow.
Uh, Going on 38 coming up this year. Hmm.
And the way I've seen you with him is that you do not hide behind him.
No, no. Not at all. There's no hiding. There's only expressing the fullness of who we are and our joy and our pleasure for each other and the inspiring each other and illuminating each other's brilliance. That is it's just such a gift to have that. And really, relationship, you really should only be in relationship if you are going to be that for each other. There's no other reason,
So
actually.
I agree, and I'm seeing so many men afraid of their woman, just afraid of her, and then they're afraid of empowering her. And I see totally the opposite. I'm seeing Satyan not only support you, but the co-creation between the two of you is not only visible, but I've seen him several times somehow invite you to speak, to be the front center person when he could totally have been it.
Oh, he is such a wonderful partner, husband, lover, friend, all of it. And when he does that, what that does for me is it has me recognize that he values what I bring. And when that happens, it's just a natural flowering. It's a feeling that my partner is saying, please show your brilliance, show your light, express who you are. I will share you with life so that life can be nourished by who you are. And really, a man that knows himself, that values himself, that knows that he's the man, is able to do something like that. Someone who is confident within themselves and recognizes that because of who he is why I am the way that I am. Because truly, yes, of course, I do my own work. But he is the way he is because of who I am also being. And so to then say, please, beloved, express who you are, it's just the next level of respect and honoring and showing what we're doing in relationship. It's showing the work and the play that we do behind the scenes. Here, beloved, please give this also, give who you are. And that is just such a gift to me and to everyone else who gets to experience that.
I love to hear that because typically these days the feminine or the mature feminine or the modern feminine is presented as she needs the connection to her husband. And during that week-long retreat, in the mornings there were the men together and Satyan was leading it, and I totally was feeling him being full of the connection with you and how it was influencing, supporting, empowering to show up as a stronger man leading us.
Thank you. I love to hear that, and I hear that a lot. I hear that when he is doing what he's doing, I hear the whispers, "Can he's doing this and he's doing this." Oh, of course, he's amazing. And that is true. We serve each other deeply. He serves me deeply by holding me the way that he does. He is the container for the flow that I am. He holds the majesty of my expressions. He holds me. He helps to ground me by his being, by who he is, his presence, his ability to take a stand, and his deep entry of me, mind, body, and spirit. I'm infused with that. And so I'm so grateful that my influence also serves him so deeply, and he shows that.
I'm loving this because these days it looks like the modern woman should not need a man. Actually, it seems like a lot of women pride themselves of not needing a man. And so please talk a little about that.
When I hear that, I think it's a lie. I think it's actually a load of so and
You
so.
can You can say it, I'm French.
That's not a popular thing to say. And I'm not saying, by saying that, I do not mean that they are not really wonderful in themselves and that they have so much and so much to offer, so much already happiness within themselves. They may have friends and family that they enjoy time with, but everyone wants union, basically. And I feel that it's a cop out to say I don't need a man. I don't need a man. I think it's a cop out. I think it comes from a place of a decision of defeat, a decision where maybe it didn't work out the first time or the second time or the third time, and you were so hurt that inside of you, yeah, I don't need that. I don't need the work. I don't need to have to do that. Because here's the thing, relationship is work. The fairy tale is true, but you got to work it. Do you know? It's all, you can have it all, but you must take responsibility in relationship and recognize, if you can recognize that in relationship you are not, it's not a 50-50 thing, it's 100%. You bring 100% of yourself there, and your partner brings 100%, and together you move together. And if you're saying I don't need a man, that's just saying I give up. I give up, and it does not have to be that way.
So I agree. And so, how about the women who decide for a while, I don't need a man, they grow and they become stronger, happier? Would you say that they should all continue that, solo life? Or that it would be good that they reopen themselves to partnership with a strong man who is an equal and both empower each other?
Going and doing the work on yourself, the personal growth on yourself, is always something that I suggest. It is absolutely necessary in life in all ways that you do that. So to take a sabbatical from relationship is one thing. To say that I don't need a man and I'm going to go take care of what I need to take care of is a different thing. One is responsive and one is reactive. And the reactive side is going to come and bite you in the butt. It's not going to be supportive of you, because what you're doing is you're burying, suppressing, and hiding something that is unresolved in you, and thinking that you're going to go and flourish from that place. It's not going to happen. You've got to do the work to figure out what is going on with you, why you would do something like that. Don't do that. Come from a place of, yeah, okay, you know what? Let's take a breath. I'm going to step back. I'm going to take a breath, and I'm going to step back, and I'm going to say, okay, what's going on over there is not working. And recognizing that relationship is a mirror, and it is only reflecting back to you an opportunity for you to go into, okay, all right, there are things that if I was to work on that, then the reflection back would be different. But if you're going to say, I'm out of here because all men are whatever, that's the reflection you're going to get back. All men are is what you're going to get back. Instead of, I'm going to take a breath, because it's time to up level. Then that's what you're going to get reflected back to you. It's all about how you approach this. Yeah.
I love it because, the myth that men don't need a woman and women don't need a man feels hollow, and also feels, is an ouch in me. There is such a potential to grow through relationship, and of course, all the pains of relationship, but all through the beauty and the ecstatic parts.
Absolutely. And there are some people that choose not to be in a romantic relationship. They choose maybe to give their relationship could be a contribution in society, and that is their method of relating and giving their life and giving all of who they are that way. There is a difference between that being coming from, sourced from alignment with the truth of their soul versus pushing away something that hurt them and then making a choice, a decision of defeat from that place. There is a difference.
So interesting because as a masculine being, my purpose is key. And I'm realizing through our conversation that a very important part of it is my relationship with my purpose. It is not just I have that purpose once and for all. It is, I have that purpose I talk to every day on a regular basis. It informs my next step. One of the things I'm doing more and more these days is I have a very clear, purpose, but I don't know beyond, one or two videos what I'm doing. And it's a lot of soul searching. What is today going to be about? And sometimes I totally change my plans. Some days I decide to do business development and I go snowshoeing instead because I need that, time in nature to rejuvenate me, and a lot of creative juice comes from that, and I'm ready, next day to do whatever next incarnation of purpose is.
Yes, yes, that is so incredible to hear, and I can feel when you speak that way that you are aligned with your soul's truth.
Yeah.
That you call, I call it soul's truth, purpose alignment. That you're aligned with that. And when you're aligned with that, you continue to do things that that support that purpose, that soul alignment. And everything will support you
Yeah.
to to do that when you're in alignment. When you're out of alignment, then you're confused and you're saying and doing things that are not supportive of that true alignment. And and also the relationship that you have from that alignment is just it just works.
I so agree. So I would love to focus on what women who are listening can do to grow their feminine, to nurture it, to cultivate it. And we'll talk a little later of what the men listening can do to support their woman.
So what women can do to cultivate their feminine is a big one of the main things that I always suggest that is quite simple is to go out into nature and to attune, come into resonance with nature itself. Because nature, you say nature, nature is our human nature. It is the feminine in magnified form is nature. And so when we allow ourselves to walk into nature and to smell and to allow ourselves to be entered by the sights and the sounds and the movement of it, what happens is, and you see how I'm moving, it's just we're in movement, we're in the dance between what is going on and us, and we're responsive. We become responsive to that. You cannot help but move. You breathe deeper. You are more alive. You're brighter because you've come into resonance with that. And it doesn't matter if you have a park as a backyard, like I do at this point, or you go into a forest, or you step outside of your home and you take in, you breathe in the fresh air, which is just so infused with life itself. Then yeah, you breathe deeper and you move deeper and you're happier inside. And that is one simple way that you can come in touch with your feminine. Give yourself that every day. Once, definitely a day, and every time you remember.
I went to your website to look at your bio, and I discovered that you have your own site that you call Spa for the Soul. I so loved it.
Yes, yes, thank you. Well, spa, I love spas. I love pleasure. I love how I feel. You can see it in
Yeah.
infectious, right? Yeah. So, I mean, anytime I say to someone, spa for the soul, all of their senses, it just, it just means relaxation. It means rejuvenation, replenishment. Doesn't matter how it is when you go in, when you come out, you're going to be better than when you went in. And so, yeah, Spa for the Soul for me is what it is. It's a virtual sanctuary for people to come in and be infused with whatever they need to up level the part of them that wants the next step.
You know, I don't know if there is a word that oozes more femininity than spa.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
wonderful.
that's wonderful. And so, in that Spa for the Soul, do you work only with women or do you also work with men?
I also work with men. I mean, you could feel what you just felt just now when I said
Hmm.
spa for the soul. Men enjoy it as well.
Yeah.
Men are doing their in their heads a lot, and it's great, and making things happen and getting their goals done and accomplishing this and there comes a time where we all also need a chance to pause and stop and come into a space where you are embraced for who you are and allowed to just be you, express what's there, and be received so fully and guided so gently to what is next for you. And it's a midwifery also of sorts where man or woman is stepping into or birthing the next layer of what's next. And so it's an exfoliation, it's a deep tissue, it's all virtual, but it's truly felt.
I
Mhm.
so loved you said midwifery because I was in my mind wondering as you were saying, I already said badass warrior and kick-ass mother and, wonderful business leader and wise woman, but midwifery seems very much part of the full meal.
Absolutely. The opportunity is there to grow and to transform and to come into the next stage of life all the time, moment to moment to moment. And this is really what birth is. It's a transformation, it's a movement, it's an awakening, and it's the newness that's always present, that's always there.
I would love to go one step deeper, and I may piss off a lot of people by saying that, but
Great.
in many ways, I'm seeing coaching as masculine and oracling as being feminine, the one who somehow sees in the future, in the ethers of life. And so, is that part of what you offer in your spa, a kind of vision deeply of, I'm sensing that in your future?
Ooh, I love the way that you said that. Oracling. It's just have so much visions around that. Well, in Spa for the Soul, it is quite feminine in the sense that what I do is I hold space for my clients to come through their brilliance to come through. And I don't tell them what I don't foresee what their future is because I can never know. But what I do is I guide them in a way that they are able to tap into their true soul's wisdom, which is even more powerful than anyone else could tell them. And they get to drop into that, and I get to help them to allow that to arise, guiding them each step along the way so that they can bring forth. It's a birthing, as I say, it's a birthing of sorts, so that they can bring forth what is so true to them now. Not before, not in the future, but right now. What is true now and what must come forth now for their next level of evolution.
So when you do that, when you share that,
Yeah.
how do your clients respond? How do they transform?
Well, in so many different ways, how they transform is they leave more relaxed, more in their body, more confident in the way that they are, whatever it is that they're here to deliver to the world. So let's say I have a man and he is here to deliver the next project, or a woman, not just a man, but a woman also, whoever. They have a project that they're here to deliver or an impact that they need to make. It comes from a place that is sourced in their truth and it is felt. So it is more impactful than it would be just coming from the mind, an idea. I think this is good. I think this might work. Instead, it's sourced in true power and it is felt and it is with more efficacy. Also, if it's a relationship that is an issue and one has spent time in themselves, been guided to that place. There's just so many ways that I work with people who are in relationship. They're able to not only get a sense of what is going on with them in relationship, but they're also able to truly step into the other's shoes and get a true sense of, oh, I'm not the only one here. There's also someone else that exists. And often we forget about that. We completely forget. And they're able to make contact and connection deeper than they could before coming into the spa for their soul. And the transformation in relationships that I have seen have been nothing less than profound.
Yeah, because when the person, masculine or feminine, comes back to their partner from feeling and knowing deeply in their body their partner's point of view, then there is no need for the partner to be reactive.
Exactly. And what came to me to just share with you is more deeper love and greater passion is what results from this. It's closeness that they've never experienced, they start to have. And if they have, it's even deeper. And the passion, the sex is just great because they're able to connect in ways that are true soul to soul connection and not just the ideas of how they should be, but really undressed, truly undressed with each other and desiring each other deeper than ever.
I love the light in your eyes, the embers, and that totally percolate to every of your movements. And so, am I hearing that cultivating one's sexuality is a critical part of cultivating one's femininity?
Ah, absolutely. Because femininity is the very thing that turns sexuality on. It is the life force itself that invites and just draws sexuality alive and ignites it. And so it is a big part of sexuality. It's a femininity has a great big part to play. And when sexuality is alive in our bodies, when we are awake to our bodies, and it doesn't matter what age you're in, and especially as we get older, we can start to tap into places that these are worlds that we didn't even know was possible. It's just so good. I'm at the stage right now in my life. I'm in my late 50s, and I'm just looking forward to what is possible for me. My clients and friends of mine, they're just living the life at the age at their 70s and even their 80s. They're doing great. And this is what's possible when we recognize that it starts with us.
It is so good to see your juiciness. And so I'm pretty sure that just your juiciness will inspire many. But for the ones who still may have some doubts, please share more about these worlds that you didn't even think were possible before. Please
Yeah.
say more.
Yeah. When you are deep in your feminine, when you are alive in your feminine, what that means is that your life is you're in gratitude. And because you're in gratitude, you get all the things that you desire. And I'll give you an example. My partner and I have been together for 37 years. We're going on 38 years. And it's crazy. We look at each other and we keep saying, can it be better than this? Can it get better than this? And it's from a grounded place. It's not just oh, can it get better than it really is a deeply moving space where I can't believe I am even more turned on by you now than I've ever been. I can't believe that I love you even more now than I've loved you before. And all of the things that we're desiring to do, we're doing it together. We're doing it not just together, though, actually, we're also when we're apart. We're in joy, we're in pleasure because we are so deeply connected. And so when you're in your feminine, what that is it's a movement with life. It's a joy de vivre. Everything tastes better. Everything looks better. Everything sounds better. And you're really able to connect, really make contact and commune with life and live it to its fullest. You're really living it to its fullest. You're wearing it like the most incredible gown. You are just enjoying life in all its ways, unreserved, without holding back, fully and completely.
So I'm pretty sure that every woman watching us is fully feeling how Satyan is fully adoring, cherishing you, and fully desiring you. And I'm pretty sure that a number of them says, well, but my husband doesn't. And so let's address that other part. What can the husband do? What can the masculine partner do? What can the masculine in the women who are intentionally choosing a sabbatical for men to grow and grieve? What can they do to make space, empower, invite the feminine in their partner?
Well, it's very interesting, that question. I would say this. I would say we are 100% responsible for what occurs out there, as it is a mirror world. So if you're listening to me and you're hearing all of the things that my partner is doing for me, the next question will be for you, oh, what can I do as a feminine partner that would attract to me a partner that is going to be cherishing me, adoring me, giving me, having me feel all of these things? I want to share with you what I offer to my beloved, because he also deserves to receive the honoring that he's giving me. So and you use the word invitation, it is up to me to be the invitation, the allure, the 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 one who seduces him, the one who seduces him in his body, into life, into his deepest purpose, the why he's here. I am the one that is entrancing him this way. And when I do this, he adores that, because this is why he's here. How do I seduce him? I seduce him with my eyes. I seduce him with what I offer him. I might bring him food. I might give him a massage. Seduce in a way that is enticing, but for his sake is one of the things that I do. For his sake, not mine.
And
Another
so
thing,
And so,
yes.
do you do that after he shows up in his masculine, or even if he doesn't?
I it is up to me as a beloved, a partner in life, in for him to be doing this all the time, not to be waiting until he deserves to receive this. No one deserves to receive it. It's an idea that you might have in your head. It's everyone deserves. Once you have chosen someone to be in your life, you made that choice. Now it's up to you to do your practice all the time. And especially when you feel that they don't deserve it, they need even more of that. You
So,
offer more of that, then you'll be cherished. And you're not doing it to be cherished. You're doing it because this is who you are and this is what you have to give. So don't expect what your partner is here to give you. What are you here to give? And be always the one that is offering that. And if you're tired, take time to take the self-care that you need, but don't blame your partner if you're tired and you're unable to give. That just means you haven't taken the time to replenish yourself. Take that time, replenish yourself, and then step on the dance floor of your relationship and be the one who is alive and awake and a pleasure and relaxed, and so that you can be led by strong love, do you know? And being expressive also. Show yourself fully. All of you, don't hold any of that back. And if you feel, oh, I'm nervous to do all, then work on that. That's not up to your partner to change that. That's for you to bring all of you to your partner as a gift to them, so that they can be the best that they can be, not so that they can show you anything. They're there just by them being there. That is the gift.
So I have a very strong step in that work, so I fully feel you and I'm loving it. And I have also the sense that it might be good to invite the ones somehow doubting it right now to watch a video I did a few weeks ago with Alexei Welsh. And, I asked him, what is it that women can do? And he said something very interesting. He said, take more responsibility. And so during the call, I deepen my own understanding that half is taking responsibility and half is seeing that this moment right now is an opportunity.
Absolutely. It's always an opportunity.
Yeah.
It's an opportunity in everything that happens. Imagine that everything that happens is for us. It's not against us, it's for us. So if something is not working in your relation, not working, if something is doesn't feel right in your relationship, it's an opportunity. So how I guide is I say, oh, so you're feeling frustrated. Great. Bring it in. Let's bring it in instead of pushing it away. Let's bring it in. And that's the response ability versus the reaction. So it's bringing it in, yes, and being responsible from that place. And, you said there may be some that doubt. What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that, Valdo?
So, in my own experience, when I doubt, I'm in my head, lots of thoughts, and I don't breathe much, and I'm more anxious. And when I don't doubt, I'm way more in my body, I'm more relaxed, I'm breathing deeper. And I'm noticing that one of the first signs to my doubts is some sort of a metal bar here that feels painful. And I've learned in more and more situations to basically notice it as it's happening, but still too often it basically shows up and then I go in my head. So as you were talking, I was feeling it, and it was very interesting because my sensing it was, oh, no, no, let's go into it because there are some viewers right now. And it's very interesting because the right now is not a right now. It's the right now in a week, in a month, in years when some people will watch that video. But it feels like a right now for me right now of doubts. And so thank you for clarifying on every moment is an opportunity.
Absolutely. Thank you. And what you shared is perfect because whatever it is that you get from, when I say you, I mean anyone who's listening, and both of us also, because we're all in relationship, we feel something out of what we've shared here. And Valdo, like you say, oh, it's right here, it's in my chest. It's perfect. What that is an aspect of yourself which is trying to get your attention. And again, it's, oh, okay. What I share with my clients is I say, what I want you to do are two things. Number one, in that feeling that you have, I want you to completely and wholeheartedly, because I've said this to you, love and accept yourself in this moment. Just do that. Just that's the first thing. I just say it after me. I love and accept myself. Because it's the last thing we do when we start to feel tight or all of the things, we forget about that. So I love and accept myself. Number two, and that thing that I'm feeling. I'm going to love me and accept me, and I'm going to love and accept that because it's a part of me. And when we do that, what we're doing is we're allowing it to come closer and we're giving it an embrace versus pushing it away. And there we're developing a relationship that starts to inform us, oh, there's something more here for me to look at. And if everything is an opportunity and it's for us, which it always is, then we get the next message. We get what's coming up next, wants to be seen or transformed, gifted. And this is what I mean by the transformation that starts to happen. When I take people into the spa for the soul, they start to, okay, let's come on up. And that's the beauty of this. And that's just the beauty of life. It's what happens when we're in relationship. And it's
I
perfect.
love it. And so, what is coming, as you were saying, for me is to ask you next,
Yeah.
what can men do, or masculine identified partner if you
I love
are in a non-heterosexual relationship? So, what can men do? I'm simplifying here. What
Yes.
can men do to be more present to their women, to be more accepting of the painful parts, when women show up in rage or in, whatever challenging emotion women
Yeah.
often show up to as a way of expressing that they need more of him.
Yes, yes, yes. I love that you asked that. We women are terrifying. So it's
I don't know
understandable.
what you're talking about.
We're everything you want and everything that is terrifying about life is what we are. So I want to preface what I'm going to say by that. And ladies, if you're listening, just really have the compassion because we hardly know what our bodies and we are like the weather. We just change and move all the time. So, men, I want you to listen and get that we are a reflection of what is going on inside of you, inside of life, all of it. That we are that meter that can tell that things are not quite right, that things are off. We don't know how, but we just know. So what I suggest is that you shut off the phone, you shut off any distractions around you, and you recognize that your partner is a gift for you, that they're there for you. And no matter how they show up, it's about loving yourself. I love and accept myself and what is showing up in front of me. And you bring her close to you. You embrace her. You hold her, not to stop her, because if you do that, it's just not gonna, or you're going down. It's not gonna work. But if you're doing that, like I said, with about the feminine side, you do it not to get anything, but you do it because you chose this one as the gift, as a gift for you. She's already a gift. What you do is you bring her close and you hold her, holding her with the I love you, I'm here for you, I'm here, I'm here. That is the presence that if you can sit in that and just know that she's the gift and she has something wise for you, she's on to something for both of you, then that honoring on itself, and you might say, well, but then what? Don't go to the but then what. Sit in it, stay in there. Be willing to stay there forever. And I promise you, the next layer of what is possible for you and your relationship will emerge in your willingness to sit in stillness and sit in grounded stillness with her, it is the gift that will keep giving. And you will know what is next. You will what it will occur to you what happens next, but you must sit until you can feel she's ready now to share the next with you bit of wisdom. And it doesn't mean you have to take what she says and do that. It means listen. Let it inform you. Let it infuse into what you already know, and let it work its magic, because that's why we're here. We're here for each other. And when you can get that she is a gift, you'll treat her that way, and she will be that for you, because it's a mirror world.
I can vouch in my own experience how much more full life is with growing that ability. And I have a weird question follow-up that is coming out of it. Is many men go into overload when the woman is, tornadoes and blizzards and whatever it is. Is there a way, and of course I know that all relationship coaches and teachers say when it's too much, you basically tell your woman or tell your partner, I'm going to take 20 minutes off and I'm going to come back in 20 minutes and we'll readdress it. So maybe this is where to go, but from a feminine point of view, what can you add as when a man cannot anymore say, hey, I need some time off, to take that time off in a way that enhances the connection?
Yes. Thank you for that question. And this goes for men and women, because we all feel overloaded at times. And this is the way to do it, is to make contact with your partner, is to make contact and come from the place of, I love you, or I trust you, and I want to just take this time right now so that I can self resource, and that we can make this better. Right now, I don't have an answer, but I want to stay connected to you. And by taking this time, this is how I can stay connected to you, so that they feel that the reason why you're doing it is not just to get away from them, but to come back closer with them. And they can also use the words that, oh, babe, this is coming up. And what I know is that anything that shows up is for us. And I want you to know that I need to take this time for us so that I can self resource for us.
I love it because one of the things I'm seeing a lot in my own life and also with the couples I coach is the feminine is very distressed with their partners not being in touch with themselves and not saying, not speaking for what they want, for what they need. So the fact that a man says, hey, darling, I'm overloaded right now. I need 20 minutes to reconnect with myself. Just the fact that he gets in touch with himself and he asks for what he wants is relaxing for the feminine.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It is a gift that he gives himself, that he gives her as well. Because when he comes back, he's he has self-resourced, meaning he is taking care of himself. And he's more open now to be able to relate with her. And he's also not of the illusion that if he is feeling tight and upset, that it's about her. Now he recognizes that Maybe what he needed to do was take time for himself so he could be replenished and he feels better in his body. And therefore, he's much better to show up for himself and for her and the relationship.
Wonderful. I noticed something very interesting. This is a place where often in interviews, I would say, is there one last gift you want to offer? But the way I want to ask him, is there a movement that you want to offer to our listener as a way of closing our interview and inviting them to step into that wonderful and not for the faint of heart path of basically growing intimacy?
I would. So, what I would love to invite you to do is I want you to imagine that you are a freshly baked croissant that has just come out from the oven. Nice and warm, and you just come out of the oven. And now the butter is about to be applied to you. And because you're just so warm and all of that, imagine the butter is dripping from the top. I want you to breathe in and just allow the butter to come right down the front surface of your body and just to melt into you. And as you breathe, you exhale. The butter goes deeper. And it just goes it just infuses all. It's the most buttery croissant that you can imagine. And now you're ready to be consumed and consume yourself. Just enjoy yourself. Yeah, that's it. You're the nourishment that you seek. You are that.
Suzanne, that was wonderful. Thank you.
You're so welcome. Thank you for asking. It was my pleasure. May we greet each other and meet each other from this warm openness, from this feeling of yes, open and connect in all ways with all beings, knowing that this openness is what helps us to get closer and deeper and sweeter.
Thank you. If this wonderful conversation with Suzanne Raja inspired you to liberate more love, please hit the like button below and subscribe so you can be notified when I publish new juicy content. And please share with all you believe would benefit. I look forward to seeing you very soon.